Welcome back, everybody. Part of the reason why I didn't put this next movie, this next Tim Burton flick, with right behind Ed Wood is because I figured that Merlin was more appropriate between the last Tim Burton flick and Johnny Depp flick and this one, because Johnny Depp isn't in this one. But Helena Bonham Carter is in this one, so I just figured it would make a nice segue between this and there's Danny Elfman, who composes a lot of Tim Burton's music, like he did for Sleepy Hollow, Beetlejuice with Michael Keaton, and Batman also with Michael Keaton. Did this. It's got, of course, Danny Elfman did, of course, get a nomination for Best Original Score for this movie. And this movie, actually, it's Big Fish, of course, and it's got 4 Golden Globe nominations, including Best Picture for Musical or Comedy and Best Supporting Actor. And, of course, the Academy Award music for Danny Elfman. I happen to really like this movie because it's got, Ewan McGregor and Albert Finney as playing, the dad, with, Billy Crudup, Jessica Lange, of course, Helena Bonham Carter, Alison Lohman, Robert Guillaume, Marion Cotillard with Steve Buscemi and and Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito happens to be, one of my favorite funny actors, and his part in this movie actually cracks me up to no end, and I really enjoy watching this. It's a shame that Albert Finney is now deceased, because he actually, and he's going to be in the next movie review also that I'm going to do here momentarily, he's a very good actor, and he was in, of course, this movie, and Big Fish, and Erin Brockovich, and another movie, Annie. And I have a story to tell about Annie later, and I'll probably do Erin Brockovich later. Which, as a side note to that movie, I did actually meet the real Erin Brockovich in person in Louisville, Kentucky. Just as a side note. She's a very down-to-earth, very nice lady, by the way. But that aside, this movie, Big Fish, I do highly recommend it, just because, it's about a movie about the relationship between parents and their kids. I do recommend watching this along with Merlin with your teenage kids, the 13 on up, just because, as most of you know, when the kids get to being teenagers, they look at you like your hair's turned blue and you've grown a second head. And this is about that. And I watched this movie, and I watched it with my parents, and it reminds me so much of, like, my relationship with my parents, because there's, like, a few of them where I just, like, they talk about, me and, like, relation doing stuff, and I'm like, you two are nuts, But anyway, yeah, I do highly recommend this Danny DeVito movie. And I wish this one would have actually won the awards. Because, as a matter of fact, speaking of Erin Brockovich with Albert Finney, he actually did win Best Actor for that movie, Erin Brockovich, back in 2000. But this movie is just, it's an absolute hoot to watch, and it is just, I very highly recommend it. But anyway, I'm going to pause here because I do want to do another Albert Finney movie and share it with you guys. So hang on just a moment, okay?